Hello everybody and welcome back to Uncle Mike's Cast Iron Cooking. Tonight I'm doing a surprise. I'm going to make this from scratch, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll have to watch the video to find out. But we're going to start out with some noodles. I've followed noodle recipes, I've tried pasta makers, I've tried everything and nothing works. I watched somebody do this and it worked out perfectly for me all 3 times that I've done it. So you're going to start out with about 1.5 handfuls of flour. You're going to make a nice well in it. About like so. We're going to add some salt, about 1/2 teaspoon there. Crack 1 egg in the center of it. Now if you're making wontons, all you'll add to this is water. That's how you make wonton noodles. But we're doing egg noodles, so we're going to do pretty much equal parts of water and oil until we fill that well up almost to the top. Grab a fork, give that a mix. And yes, this is going to be messy. And start working it together. If you need to add a little more oil, you can, or a little more water, you can add more water to it. I like to do this on a piece of parchment paper because it makes for way easier cleanup. Once you get it to about that point, go in with your hands. You can add more flour, a little more flour, but for the most part, it should come together in a nice dough. Make sure you wash your hands first. Cutting board might be easier, might not move around as much as the parchment paper, but this is just easier cleanup for me. Just get to a point you can use the dough to kind of clean your fingers off. Keep working everything into it. Using up the flour left on your paper. Told you it was messy. Just keep working it. Once it gets to the point where it's no longer sticky, try to avoid getting it in the flour. unless you work it enough to get sticky again. Starts to get sticky again. A little bit of flour. Fold. Just keep doing this till it stiffens up a little bit. It's no longer sticky. Just about there. Alright, that's not too bad. Step number 2, we're gonna make some burger. This is some chuck roast that, if you've seen earlier, I cut up to a can and said that I was gonna do something special with the rest of it, and this is that something special. Normally when I'm grounding hamburger, I will weigh it out and I'll measure it. So basically you can figure if you want 80-20, 8 pounds of meat to 2 pounds of fat is going to give you 80% meat, 20% fat. You can break that down further, so on and so forth. And normally I would weigh this out and I'd measure it and everything, but I'm going to fry this up and drain the grease off from it. So I'm not too concerned whether it's fatty or lean. Honestly, I want a little bit more fat in it, because if you watch Guga Foods, you know that fat equals flavor. So alright, here we go. We're going to get started and ground some of this up. This is the first time I've used this grinder. I actually got it for free off from Temu. Managed to win something. It was pretty cool. So we're going to give this a test out too. If it don't work out, I've got the actual KitchenAid one and I'll switch over to that. But I'm going to test this out. Well, for something I got for free, that worked very, very well. I honestly think that worked even better than the KitchenAid one that I paid like over $100 for. And looking at that mix, I'd say I probably got about 75-25, but that's alright. Like I said, I'm going to fry it down and then strain all the fat out of it anyways. So Cool. Step two is done. Next step, we're gonna fry up our meat for a meat sauce. Got the pan heating up. That's seasoned pretty good. Probably don't need any oil. And hamburger in. Just do a simple seasoning on this. Some salt and some pepper. You can have Lawry's Red if you want. I would if I had any, but I'm out. And we're just going to fry that up and cook the fat out of it so that we can strain it. In the meantime, we're gonna slice up some sweet onion. Dice up some sweet onion. Also, if you guys don't know, leave the root on the onion. It won't make you cry so bad when you go to slice it. Dicing it, I slice it this way, slice it this way. And look at that. That's probably about good. Set that off to the side. The easy way to chop garlic. Take the end off and peel it. If they don't peel very easily, give them a little bit of a smack. Oh, that's some good looking burger. I may use all of this burger, I may not. If I don't, I can always spice it up or something later, make some taco meat or some nachos or something out of it. Makes it a lot quicker and easier when all you have to do is reheat it. Oh man, that looks good. Alright, now my favorite way to dice up garlic cloves, if I want it super fine, use the pointy side of a meat mallet. This is going to release all that flavor in it. And garlic is better for you. The more you smash it, the more you break it up, the more it releases the stuff in it that's actually good for you. And look at that. Nice, finely chopped garlic. The easy way. Okay, our burger is done. Always check your pan to make sure it's not too hot to grab it before you just go grabbing it. Trust me on that one. Alright, I'm gonna throw that right back on the burner. We're gonna throw our onions right in there. Set this off to the side for now. Let them around for a minute. Throw our garlic in. I've got this on a nice low heat. Now we're going to put in some olive oil. And if you've ever watched Italian cooking, that's nothing compared to what they use. They almost do 50-50 sauce and oil. Then we're going to add some Italian herbs. Oh, it smells good. I prefer Italian herbs over Italian seasoning, but you can use Italian seasoning if you like it better. And then a little bit of oregano. I'm not a fan of too much oregano, so then we're going to add some salt. And a little bit of black pepper. Mix that around. That's going to infuse all those flavors into that oil nicely. I don't think one can's going to be enough, so I'm going to use one medium size and one smaller size can of sauce. Once you smell that get really aromatic, it's time to dump in the tomato sauce, which is now. The nose knows. Learn to trust your nose when you're cooking. It will tell you when things are ready. Okay, now we can turn that up a little bit. We're going to bring that up to a simmer. And we're just going to let it simmer for a little bit till it thickens up and that olive oil combines into it better. But that olive oil is what's going to help keep it from sticking to your pan also. So we're going to let that simmer, come to a simmer. I do recommend covering it with something because it's going to get messy. And then turn it back down and get set up for the next step. The sauce is thickening a little faster than I expected. See why I covered it? That would be all over my stove. I mean, it's kind of getting on there already, especially when I stir it, but see how that's thickening up nicely? And how the oil is incorporating in with it. So we're gonna let that go probably another 5-10 minutes or so, and we're gonna add that burger into it. Alright, it's getting really close. It's been about 5 minutes. So we are going to dump our burger in here. Like I said, I'm not sure if I want all of it or not. I want like about a 50-50 ratio sauce and meat, which that looks pretty good right there. And that's about the thickness that we're going to want it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off and just let it cool down on the burner. Let the burner and everything cool down. And now I can start the next step. Okay, with the pasta roller, we're going to do the next step. This I also got off from Temu for free when I got the meat grinder stuff. So we're going to divide some of this off from here. And this also I've never used. So those little bit sticky again, so we're going to just lightly dab it in flour. And what I'm looking for here is about a 3-inch wide noodle. Start this up. See how it works for the first time. Right now we got it open pretty big. Close it up a little bit. This is much easier than the hand one. I could get used to this. Almost there on our size. It's still just a little thick. So we're gonna go down one more. So right now this is on size 4. And that is just about perfect. Set that down right there. Make another one. Open this back up. So I started it down on 8, and I dropped it down like 2 each time. Now I got a little practice, let's go a little faster. Down to 6. If you notice I start to get sticky, too sticky, dip it in flour again. Now we're down to 4. Alright, I'm actually going to put a little flour on this one before I set it on top of the other one so they don't stick together. I hope you heard that. Now we're going to take a pastry cutter and cut these to the length we want. And we might get another noodle out of this. There we go. This one's got a little bit of a bad spot, but that end's fairly square. Cut like that, and boom. And we've got just a little bit of angle left over. Just patch that spot up there and get these separated before they start trying to stick together. Alright, now we've got some nice big, fat, wide noodles made. That worked pretty good, especially for free. Can't beat that. And back over here to our amazing looking meat sauce. Okay. I'm just making enough for me and Elena. So there is probably going to be some meat sauce left over. We'll see. But if there is, I will stick it in the fridge, and in a day or two, I'll make us some spaghetti with it. We're going to oil the inside of our cast iron baking dish. Yes, I know it's a bread pan, but if you use your imagination, the possibilities are endless. Anything's possible with imagination. If you have kids, you'll probably get that. If not, I apologize. We're going to put a layer of meat sauce down here in the bottom. Not too thick, not too thin. I tried to get mozzarella to grade. I couldn't find any, so I'm stuck using this. Oh, I love how these things don't like to open. Alright, some meat sauce. Some mozzarella. Oh, in the meantime, get your oven preheating to 400 degrees. Almost forgot. Nice thin layer of mozzarella. And we're gonna grab one of our noodles. I'm sure you guys have figured out what I'm making by now. Throw one of our noodles down. More meat sauce. Sometimes I do quick and easy recipes. Sometimes I do complex recipes where everything is from scratch. This is one of those complex ones. I'm not going to do cheese on this one. Another noodle. Now most of the time, most people, this is where they use ricotta. I don't like ricotta cheese. But use it if you like. If you also don't like ricotta cheese, cottage cheese is an excellent substitute. I know I'm probably going to get it. Oh, you're kidding me. And then you're going to cook it. Yes, I am. And it's good. I promise you. Nice layer of some cottage cheese on there. And if you want, use ricotta. If you like ricotta, use ricotta. For the longest time, I didn't care for lasagna. And I was forced to eat some when I was a kid. And it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. Thank you, Alma. And this is how I found out about this. Okay, to stiffen that up just a little bit, I'm going to add some more mozzarella. That'll help it be more like the texture of ricotta as it melts in there. Then we're going to do one more noodle. So if you're doing a big lasagna, obviously, you're going to want to double the amount of everything that I made. The noodle recipe and the meat recipe. Because this is going to be just enough to do it. Another layer of meat. Again, no cheese. Our last noodle. And obviously, because these are fresh noodles, you don't have to worry about boiling them or softening them up or anything. Now we're going to top this off with the last of our meat sauce. Look at that. That all came out just perfectly. Almost like I know what I'm doing or something. Hey, everybody's got to get lucky sometime, right? Look at that. No, I've never done this in this pan before. Yes, I've made lasagna before one time. Did not make my own noodles either. Then we're going to top that off with a healthy dose of mozzarella. And because this is so full, it would probably be smart. It would probably be smart if I set it on a cookie sheet. That way if it overflows, it won't make a total mess of my oven. Okay, there we go. I'm going to let the oven finish preheating. I'm going to stick this on a cookie sheet, stick it in the oven, set it for 30 minutes and check on it. And we'll be back at about that time then. And just in case you're wondering what that sauce did to my pan and how hard it's going to be to clean, This is also why you make sure the outside of your pan is well seasoned also. Ta-da! It has been exactly 30 minutes and that is looking amazing. I'm so happy about the cookie sheet idea also, otherwise there'd be a mess in my oven. Yeah, we're gonna let this cool. I'm gonna give it like 10 minutes to cool off, thicken up and set, and then we'll cut into it and show you what it looks like.